If We Were Villains by mlrio. The Prison Confession. Oliver Marks is released from prison after a decade. Detective Colborne, the man who arrested him, is waiting outside. Colborne is retiring and wants the true story of the murder, not the official record. Oliver agrees to talk, provided Colborne does not act on the information. The Seven Players. The story flashes back to 1997. Oliver and his 6 classmates, James, Richard, Meredith, Alexander, Wren, and Philippa, are the only remaining acting students in their year at Delature. They live together in a dorm called the Castle and are defined by the Shakespearean archetypes they play. Fractured casting. During their final year, the traditional typecasting is disrupted. For the annual Macbeth performance, James is cast as the lead instead of Richard. The proud and violent Richard feels slighted, and the group's dynamic begins to crack under the pressure of jealousy and ambition. The violence escalates. Tensions turn physical. During the Macbeth after-party, Richard attacks James, nearly drowning him in the lake. The group forces a reluctant apology, but Richard's behavior worsens. During Julius Caesar rehearsals, he begins abusing his castmates for real, including his girlfriend Meredith. The death in the lake. After a volatile cast party, Richard storms off into the woods. The next morning, the group finds him floating in the lake, barely alive with a fractured skull. Fearing his continued abuse, they decide to do nothing. They watch Richard die and agree to tell the police they found him dead. Cracks in the alibi. The group struggles to maintain the lie. Rivalries turn into romances, specifically between Oliver and Meredith, while Oliver becomes intensely jealous of James. When Detective Colborne returns to the school, implying he suspects murder, the students begin to turn on one another. The hidden evidence. While working as a school custodian, Oliver cleans the castle's common room. He finds a bloody piece of fabric hidden in the fireplace. Later, he searches James's room and discovers a bloody boat hook hidden inside James's mattress, confirming that James was the one who killed Richard. James's confession. Oliver confronts James between acts of King Lear. James confesses that Richard followed him to the lake and threatened to drown him while accusing him of being in love with Oliver. James grabbed the boat hook and struck Richard in self-defense. Philippa has known the truth all along. The false confession. Detective Colborne arrives at the theater to arrest James. To save his best friend, Oliver kisses James on stage to distract the audience and then steps forward to confess. He gives a slightly altered version of James's story. Despite Colborne's doubts, Oliver is arrested and sent to prison. The final note. 10 years later, Oliver is free. He learns that Philippa has been visiting him loyally, but that James drowned himself 4 years ago. However, Philippa gives Oliver James's suicide note, a monologue from Pericles where a wife is revived after being lost at sea. James's body was never found, leaving Oliver, and the reader, to wonder if he is truly dead. If We Were Villains is a haunting exploration of how art, loyalty, and tragedy blur together when young actors steeped in Shakespeare can no longer tell where the performance ends and reality begins. The novel argues that the roles we play, friend, lover, hero, or villain, can trap us as surely as any prison cell. Ultimately, the story leaves the reader with an unresolved, theatrical ambiguity, whether James's death was real or a final, brilliant escape orchestrated by a master actor. In doing so, Rio suggests that in both Shakespeare and life, the most powerful endings are those that remain forever open to interpretation.